I'm Bruce Marshall. This is the Brampton Now update for the Easter Passover weekend 2021. Happy Easter and happy Passover, and hope you had a wonderful Holy if you celebrated this week. Coming up, Brampton, current feeling. Back we go into lockdown across Ontario for 28 days. Medical experts are getting louder about the fact that paid sick leave is now a matter of public health. And a rookie Brampton City Councillor gets the nod to run for the Conservatives in the next provincial election. Details on that and more coming up in this Brampton Now update. Here's what's happening in Brampton. Lockdown again? Shut the front door.
Effective Saturday, April the 3rd at 12:01 a.m., Ontario will pull the emergency brake for the entire province.
Our government is enacting a province-wide emergency brake shutdown that will last for at least a month in all public health unit regions. This means restricting indoor organized public events and social gatherings, except with members of the same household, and limiting the capacity for outdoor events to a maximum of 5 people. Individuals who live alone may consider having exclusive close contact with one other household.
The province locked down again for 28 days. How did we get here? Peel's Chief Medic, Dr. Lawrence Lowe, from Brampton's Wednesday press conference.
Our gradual reopening into grey lockdown has clearly prevented the significant rises observed in other jurisdictions that have opened ahead of us. We have seen how many other municipalities in Ontario that opened into less restrictive areas of the framework started driving our provincial case numbers a few weeks ago, many of which then returned to the most restrictive parts of the framework in response. Unfortunately, as the variants start to take hold, our own measures here in Peel are no longer holding back case growth and subsequently hospitalizations. The picture being seen elsewhere in Ontario is again now here in Peel, and we must double down on the critical goal of holding the line until the protections of vaccines takes flight.
It would seem that there are now a number of medical professionals speaking out to take issue with Ford prioritizing opening businesses over doing what the science demands, and the failure that resulted. COVID expert Dr. 𝗕𝗿𝗺𝗺𝗁 told CTV News Toronto on Monday that Ontario is in for, quote, troubling times if the province doesn't change course to help curb the rapid surge of COVID-19 cases. On Thursday, a group of Ontario critical care doctors slammed the Ford government for allowing COVID-19 to, quote, run free. The docs feel that the ICU's getting to capacity is too little, too late an approach. Peel's Dr. Lowe with a similar point of view.
Our conversation must turn away from the loosening of measures further to focusing on what can we do to stop this resurgence. I've previously said that reopening for the sake of reopening is not victory. Any further loosening of measures at this time, where vaccine coverage remains low, will mean lives lost and severe disease, especially among younger and middle-aged adults who are increasingly more vulnerable to the variants of concern.
Well, Dr. Lowe didn't address the issue this week. Others did. One of the suggestions from Dr. 𝗕𝗿𝗺𝗺𝗺𝗺 when he spoke with CTV News this week was that paid sick days are now a mandatory need for public health at both the federal and the provincial level. While medical professionals such as Peel's Dr. Lowe have been adamant about the need as a matter of public health, politicians have been adamant with excuses that they can't. In a moment, they say there are 2 sure things, death and taxes. And the last one may not be so sure anymore. Well, deferred, not erased. More on that coming up next on the Brampton Now Update.
Hello, I'm Mayor Patrick Brown, and I am one of the many faces against parental alienation. Being a face against parental alienation means I've joined the fight against domestic violence, child abuse, false allegations, and parental abductions. You too can join the fight and campaign with us by wearing royal blue April 25th in support of Parental Alienation Awareness Day so that we can all be a voice for the voiceless.
Canadians are dying of overdoses every day. Stigma is making it harder for people to get help. Addiction is a treatable medical condition, not a choice. Help end the stigma. A message from the Government of Canada.
This is the Brampton Now Update. I'm Bruce Marshall. Property taxes in the city of Brampton can be deferred again this year.
We have announced a property tax deferral program for 2021. As you know, last year we allowed residents to defer their property taxes. We're allowing them to do that again this year, but they have to apply by April 15th. There'll be no penalties, no cost for delaying payment of your property taxes, understanding the difficulty that this year has presented for so many families.
Do you smell that? No, that's not pig manure. That's politics. Yes, we have politics in the air, especially since the Premier was in town last week to make a campaign-style stop and talk about what might happen if he gets re-elected. So it's no surprise that the Ontario Tories announced that sitting City Councillor 𝗕𝗏 Williams will run in the next provincial election under their ticket, whether that's minutes or months away, for the Ontario Conservatives. Williams ran for a vacant seat in the field of more than 10 candidates for the City Councillor position for Ward 7-8 in 2018. She's managed to stick-handle a number of important issues to the top of the Brampton agenda, including gun crime and pot shops and speeds on residential streets. Williams is a vehement opponent to pot shops and believes we need to implement solutions to gun crime like buyback programs. She caused many heads to explode in Brampton with her Please Slow Down sign campaign. The signs themselves became a hot political issue. Full disclosure, I ran myself unsuccessfully for the regional councillor position in the same election and gained a healthy respect for 𝗕𝗏 Williams and the way she championed her issues. This will be a contest that will draw a lot of attention between the grassroots city councillor, a mom of 5 who champions important local issues, and the sitting MPP, the deputy leader of their party and a recently minted PhD in public policy. The Liberals will run Safdar Hussain in the next provincial tilt. Hussain ran for the Liberals in the 2018 election. In a moment, a weekend that usually means family. Hopefully not too much more of this, but getting to the end means sticking to the rules right to the end. More on that next on the Brampton Now Update.
There are some things you just don't do halfway. Fighting COVID-19 is one of them. As vaccines roll out, let's keep giving this our all and continue to follow public health measures. A message from the Government of Canada.
I'm Bruce Marshall. This is the Brampton Now Update. Holi celebrated last weekend by Hindus. The start of Passover last weekend continues through this weekend, and Easter this weekend, meaning a lot of families would like to get together. Dr. Lawrence Lowe with the drill.
So we need to hold the line, please. Continue to stay at home as much as you can. Prefer the outdoors to indoors for any interactions. And whenever you meet anyone outside of your home, ensure that you are distancing, masking, and limiting the numbers and duration of your contact. And if you are sick, please do not go to work or school, get tested, and self-isolate. We also need to vaccinate quickly as possible, so I will reiterate, if it is your turn now, please book and get the vaccine. peelregion.ca/COVID-19 vaccine has all the information that you need, and if you can't get an appointment right away, try again later. This race is far from over, and I'll thank you now and pass it back to Mayor Brown.
Let's get this right, and let's get this done. And that's the Brampton Now update for this week. Please subscribe to the Brampton Now Update channel on YouTube or follow #MarshallMinute on Facebook for lots of Brampton need to know that you won't find anywhere else. Your comments and suggestions are welcome, and if you've got a Brampton story to tell, get in touch with me through the channel you're watching on right now. Stay strong, Brampton. Brampton strong. We're all in this together. I'm Bruce Marshall. Thanks for watching Brampton Now Update.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.